A few days ago during BlizzCon, we got introduced into the latest tank hero that is coming with Season 8, a hero that we've been waiting for so many years. And that hero is Mauga. Mauga is probably the chunkiest and most awesome hero we've ever gotten. After playing him as much as I could during his free weekend, I realized he is a new style of tank we desperately needed, which is basically a hitscan tank that can deal a lot of damage, both long range and close range, has a great tool that can be comboed with a lot of things, but has very clear and easy counters. And to be honest, Mauga is not really OP. His poke is sometimes a little bit too good, as well as his survivability, but he has so many counters and I think he is gonna be one of the most balanced heroes we've gotten in Overwatch 2. And now it's time to show you his amazing unique abilities. His passive is kind of boring but very essential. He gains temporary health when he crits, which makes him an even chunkier tank boy than he already is. His left click and right click are his two machine guns, which are only two of the guns he has, cause look at these big fellas, damn boy. His left gun is called Gunny and his right gun is called Cha-Cha. You can fire your left gun with the left click, you can fire your right gun with your right click. Pretty simple. They both do 4.5 damage per shot and have a follow-off range of 25 meters. And can also headshot. You spit out 20 bullets per second and you have a combined 300 ammo. If you fire only one of them, their spread is pretty tight and it's pretty good for medium to long range poke. But if you fire them at the same time, their spread becomes horrendous and it's only meant for really close-up fights where you can basically smell your enemy's sweat going down their shirt and kiss them goodnight before you kill them. Now those are not just two regular pew pew guns. They are special pew pew guns. Gunny, for example, will burn you like a red shirt BlizzCon Q&A session and will make you take extra damage per second for a few seconds after you get hit with like 10 bullets or so. And of course, Cha-Cha loves fire, so whenever you're burning either from Gunny's bullets or Ass's dynamite, or even just a random person on Twitter, Cha-Cha will deal critical damage anywhere it hits you, even if it's your belly, your head, or your pinky toe. So what you wanna do with your guns is basically rotate from your left gun to your right gun. When you see an enemy at medium to long range distance, you shoot at them with your left gun, and when they start burning, you start firing at them with your right gun for that sweet ding sound that fills your heart and soul, and also deletes your targets. And if they dare to come close to you, you fire both of them at the same time and witness them burn and get deleted faster than I delete my Overwatch 2 prompt from my browser's history. Anyway, next up we have his shift ability, Overrun. You basically charge forward, jump, stomp the ground and CC your enemies. While charging, you are almost unstoppable. The only thing that can cancel your charge is basically Sombra's hack / EMP and an enemy Mauga charging at you at the same time. Nothing else stops you from charging. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Reinhardt's ult or charge won't stop you. Doomfist punch won't stop you. Orisa's javelin doesn't do anything. Zarya's ult doesn't do shit. Mei's ult, you can just walk straight through that. Mei's wall kinda acts like, a wall, so you're just charging into a wall, so it doesn't stop you, but you're just charging into a wall. But man, poor Reinhardt, dude can be stopped by a gust of wind at this point, and Mauga just gets to run around like a maniac. But just like Reinhardt, Mauga can stop his charge by pressing shift or left click, and when you press left click, you basically jump and stomp the ground, knocking your enemies upwards and away from you, or knocking them down for 0.5 seconds if you hit them with the center of your stomp. This basically does only like 20 collision damage and like 35 to 80 stomp damage, depending on how close to the center you got hit, so it's used more for the CC it provides, the gap closing, and just helps you walk back to the point faster. And as you notice, whenever you press shift and the duration finishes, he always jumps and stomps, which basically locks you in an animation that you can't do anything about. So if you want to cancel this animation and be able to walk and aim and shoot as fast as possible, you need to press shift and cancel your charge the moment you see him jumping for the stomp. If you do it that way, you basically have no animation lock after the charge and you can walk or shoot or do anything instantly. And this also can cancel the animation of your ult, so you can just charge and at the end of it, when you just jump for the stomp, press shift and Q and you will instantly cast your ult with no animation and be ready to fight. But don't worry at all, we're gonna talk plenty about his amazing ultimate ability in a few minutes, but for now, let's cover his E ability, Cardiac Overdrive. This is your tool of survivability. You will need to press this button very carefully, because once this is on cooldown, your only way of surviving in a fight is by hiding behind walls and praying for your supports to see you, heal you and keep you alive. Which honestly is not that often, even though you're the biggest guy in the room. So what this ability does is basically make everyone around you and yourself take reduced damage and heal yourselves while dealing damage. Which the last time I checked it was just simply called lifesteal, so it makes you tankier and gives you lifesteal, which in close range combat means you just cannot die. It feels amazing just standing there and firing your guns while feeling invincible. But the reality is, you are not invincible, you're far from unkillable when this happens. And that's because one simple Ana nade or a shield, or even just heroes with small silhouettes like Moira and Ana, will make you basically stop healing and die a miserable and sad death. And now let's talk about his amazing ultimate ability that is probably one of the best wombo combo tools out there, outside of Zarya's Graviton Surge of course, which is called Cade's Fight.
You're going nowhere! I got you for 3 minutes! 3 minutes of playtime!
When you press your ultimate, you create a barrier around you that traps yourself and your enemies in it with a chain that actually cannot be destroyed, so don't even try and shoot it, and you also gain unlimited ammo for its duration. This is where the fun begins when you play as Mauga. Imagine charging into 4 or 5 enemies and then locking them all in your cage. In the beginning they might feel like it's a 1v5 situation and they get a little bit cocky, you know, but none of them seem to understand that you're not locked in there with them, they're locked in there with you. So you just press E and fire at will, potentially killing everyone while surviving like the true Chad you are. To be honest though, this ult has some glaring weaknesses as well. The enemies can just break the barrier and run away, or they can just find ways to get out of it, either by having a Symmetra TP, where they all just escape, or a Lifeweaver grabbing one of them, or just simply walking out with Eraser's Fortify. And on top of that, while they're in there, they can still counter you the same way they did with Cardiac Overdrive, by just making you not be able to heal, which will make you melt down faster than your heart did while watching Le Seraphim perform live at BlizzCon. But as you can see from the clips in the background, this ult is basically a wombo combo machine. You can basically lock down the whole enemy team and then just have your Cassidy ult them, your Genji ult them, even your Lilari just ult them and just kill everyone. And there you have it, these are all Mauga's abilities. Honestly, I feel like Mauga is an amazing tank that is gonna be similar to something like Roadhog, which is kind of a niche pick, but is a really fun hero to play. He kind of fills this gap we had with tanks, which was basically a poke hitscan tank that can be super tough to deal with in close range, who if you don't counter, he's basically unkillable. But if you do manage to counter, he's just another walking battery that will charge your ults faster than any tank did. So yeah, that's it, this is Mauga, this is his abilities, his kit. I'm really hyped about this hero. I've been waiting for 4 years for this hero to arrive, and now he's here, so I can't wait to play him. I hope you enjoyed this guide, I hope it teaches you some stuff about Mauga, and if you did like this video, make sure to like the button, not like the button, hit the like button, and subscribe, it really helps me. But if you don't, Mauga is gonna find you, he's gonna lock you in his cage, and he's gonna force you to watch Overwatch 2 PvE missions just die again and again and again and again, and you'll be sad. So yeah, peace.